Hey, this is Big Confidence Energy. Thank you for tuning in to me. So, today, ladies, we are going to talk about how to attract our husband. I want to tell you this absolutely works. I attracted my first husband this way, and I plan to attract my second husband this way. I am a Christian, I am a Proverbs 31 woman. So, there are some things that we need to do to get the right man. And the first thing we need to do, ladies, is let God lead us to our husband and not us choose. I've decided in my 38 years of life, I'm not choosing any more mates. If God does not tell me this person is my person, I will not be with them. So, with this, we're going to need the Bible, we're going to need a piece of paper, and we're going to need a pen. So, my paper, I've written down a couple of things. I'm not going to tell you what those are, but I want you guys to take out a pen and paper and I want you to write down 10 to 20 things you want in a husband. 10 to 20 things. Some of the things could be physical, but we have to remember God is not going to give us everything we want. So let's list the things that you cannot live without, things that you can't waver on. Okay. And even if we have this list of 25 things, the person's not going to have everything. They're not going to be perfect, even if God sends them to us. Okay. So we have to be realistic, but we also need to put things that matter to us. One of the things that I put on my list, and I can tell you this, is a God fearing man. If a man does not follow God and does not believe in God, he will not be my husband. I want a man that has faith and that can lead us in the right direction and not the wrong direction. And a lot of the men that are of the world today, they like to lead people in the wrong direction. And I don't want to be in the wrong direction. Okay, ladies? So after you make this list, okay, I want you to put this in your Bible. I want you to put it in your Bible on Proverbs 31, talking about how to be a wife, okay? Proverbs 31. I'm going to put this in the Bible. Now, when we put this in the Bible, every Sunday, we have to commit ourselves to fasting and praying for our husband. We have to prepare for our husband like he's here already. Now, some people might say that is crazy, but it is not. If you don't believe it, who else will? So every Sunday, I want you to take out this Bible and I want you to fast and pray, asking God to send the man for you. When you fast, your relationship grows closer to the Lord. You can fast about anything and you will see results lightning fast, baby. Every time I fasted and prayed, God has taken my anxiety away. He has blessed me sometimes the same day, days later, but it happened fast. I want to let you guys know that you don't have to lose hope if you've never been married before. If that's something you desire and you know you are meant to be a wife, do not lower your standard because these men are not meeting up to your standards. There is a man out there for you, and God made him perfectly just for you, nobody else. God made one person for each person. So now that we're going to take this vow and we're going to pray every Sunday and fast, right, ladies? And pray about our husband. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place a plate on the table for our husband. We're going to place that at the head of the table because he will be the head of our household, okay? I want you to do this every time you eat dinner. Now, I don't eat dinner at the table, so I probably will only do that on Sundays. I eat dinner typically in my recliner, my bedroom, or my office desk. But I'm going to commit to every Sunday putting a plate at the table like I would if I was married. Another thing I want you to do is don't tell no one what you're planning. Don't tell no one what you want because a lot of people are going to think it's silly and they're going to make you feel less than and make you feel like it's not possible. And I want to tell you it is possible. I'll share this story with how I met my first husband. I did this years ago. I prayed, I fasted, and I was celibate. And it was really important to me that I only not only met a man of God, but met a man that didn't believe in sex before marriage, which that's really hard, right? So that's something I was not wavering on. And I promised God that that's what I would do until I found my husband. So as I'm doing this, I'm praying, I'm preparing myself to be a wife. I meet three guys the same year, and three guys proposed to me. When they proposed to me, I knew that wasn't my husband because I asked God for certain signs that only me and him will know when my husband is here. Okay. So I go on, nothing happens. I'm just working as a nurse, nothing's happening. And then I signed up for a Christian dating site and I wrote a couple people wrote me, but there was really no connection at that point. So then all of a sudden, we connected. We talked on the phone an hour and 10 minutes that day. And by 30 minutes, God confirmed to me that he was my husband. And then I asked God, I said, God, are you sure this is my husband? I'm not going to lie, y'all, because I never had a feeling like that in my life. And I said, God, are you sure? I don't know. And God confirmed again, this is my husband. And I said, God, are you sure? He confirmed again. So he confirmed three times by the time we ended up talking on the phone. So I went to my mother's house to let her know I found my husband. And she told me, she said, you found your husband. Three guys proposed to you this year and you were not interested. What makes this guy so different? I said, because God told me this is my husband. So my mom is laughing. She didn't believe me because she said, these other people wanted you and you were not interested. What makes this guy so special? I said, because his relationship with the Lord, he wasn't just telling me that he had a relationship with God. We prayed together, we read the Bible together, we were really connected with Jesus, and that really makes a difference. So as I realized this is my husband, and this is what I tell people: when God moves and when God works, there is no amount of time you need to know someone when he's telling you this is your husband. 7 days later, that man bought me my ring. 7 days later, 2 carat ring. 21 days later, we were married. We were married for 5 years. We did not have a bad divorce. We remained friends. And now he's remarried, and I'm very happy for him. But what I want to tell you, ladies, is when God moves, he moves. There is no, oh, I need to know you for 5 years. No, if a man really wants to marry you, he knows before you know sometimes. And that's the truth, ladies. And I want to be honest with you so you don't waste your time with the wrong man giving out free samples like Costco, wasting your energy. And then when the right man come along, you're so drained and so emotionally unavailable, you don't even know he's here. So if you want a man of God and you want your husband this year, I want you to put in the comment 2026, my husband is coming. I am preparing for my husband. Okay? Like, comment, and subscribe, ladies. Talk to you later, bestie. Hope this hits home.